Hey guys, this is Jamie with the VPLive Vape Team, and I'm here in the studio and we're going to take a look at a new mod I just got. Joe at ivape.net sent me a Tesla, so let's take a look. Hey guys, so this is the shipment from Joe at ivape.net, so let's do a quick unboxing. So this is the Tesla packaging. It comes in this cellophane wrapper. So, looks a little weird in the pictures, so let's just leave it at weird. But the box is very similar to the Sigelli Z-Max packaging and the Sigelli telescope that I've seen, but it's a variable power advanced vaporizer. You've got the Tesla logo and a picture of the device, and it says the same, nothing on the back, and your barrage of logos on the side. So let's just pop this open and take a look at what we've got inside. We've got a manual. Now I've read through this a little, and it's in decent English, and it will tell you how to use the device, but as always, it's still in Chinese English. So here's the device wrapped in plastic. We take out the device, and this is the Tesla. You've got really big grooves on 3 of the sides that let the battery show through. Let me throw a battery in here. The threading feels very smooth. So I've got a 2000 milliamp hour AW IMR. Threading is very smooth, not crunchy, and you can clearly see the battery through the slots. So if you've got, and you can even read your battery capacity if you have it aligned correctly. That just kind of happened. Feels very solid in the hand, no rattling. The button is fairly clicky. It's not as clicky as I would like, but it's pretty good. And the buttons here feel very solid. They don't rattle that much. The atomizer connector is 510, of course, and it has a very large drip well. And if you look in there, you can see that there is some ego cone threading, but I have tried it with the Kanker T2s, and they don't thread in. It's just a little bit too small. Seems to be a running theme. Another thing to note is that it has a springy pin under the atomizer, so you can use any variety of atomizers with this. So if you look here, this springs up and down, which is actually really nice. You don't have to pull the posts on your atomizers. So it has an OLED screen, much like on the Sigelli Z-Max. So this is it next to the Sigelli Z-Max. Thickness-wise, it's a little bit thicker. Let's put a few other devices next to it so you can get a feeling for the size before we go into the function. Here's a ProVary. It dwarfs the ProVary. There's not really much else you can say. It's significantly thicker than the ProVary in width, and it's taller as well. It's not a small mod. It is bigger than the Sigelli Z-Max, which was already very large. But it isn't very heavy. It's made out of aluminum. I love these grooves in here. The problem I had with the Sigelli Z-Max was it was very smooth until I put this vinyl wrapper on it, and it would always fall out of my hands. So I'm very happy that this has this ribbed for your pleasure style outside, so it gives you a very solid grip on the device. Here's an EVIC with a tank on it, taller than the EVIC, thicker. But overall it doesn't feel much heavier than the EVIC. Probably about 50 grams more. And last but not least, here's the VAMO. Same height really as the VAMO, but significantly thicker. So, getting into the screen, we have an OLED display. 5 presses turns it on, and you get this nice Tesla logo, and it reports system on, much the same as the Sigelli Z-Max. But unlike the Sigelli Z-Max, it doesn't have a 5-press interface. So with the Sigelli Z-Max, you press it 5 times and you get, or 3 times, and you get pushed into the menu. With the Tesla, you press it 5 times and it turns off. System off. So let's fire this guy back up. You need to press it 5 times in 2 seconds according to the manual. Excuse me. It comes pre-configured in wattage, so right now I have it set at 10 watts, and the buttons turn the wattage down in 0.5 watt increments. If you get up, it goes from 3 to 15 watts. I haven't done any output testing on this yet, though. When you get back up to 15, it round robins. If you hold down the plus button for 3 seconds, it will tell you the resistance of your atomizer, and since I don't have an atomizer on there right now, it's showing 9.9 ohms, meaning an open circuit. So if I put a 3 ohm Cardo on there, 2.8 ohms, perfect. If I hold down on the minus button for 3 seconds, it tells me my battery voltage at 4.1 volts. If I hold down on this plus button for 8 seconds, dun 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 dun, I get put into a menu where I have power voltage, LCD display, and LCD on and off. You select a menu option using the minus key, and you can, but plus will bring you back in. So you have to use the minus key to select or toggle the menu options, and then plus to lock it in. So power voltage, so I want it on power. The next option would be LCD display, so I press minus. I can show voltage. Excuse me. This is a little confusing. It takes a little while to get used to it. So let's get back into that menu. Power voltage, power. So I need to use plus to switch options. LCD display, I can show the voltage. I can show the resistance of the atomizer, or I can show the battery level. I'm going to leave it on voltage, which is actually the wattage if you're in power mode. Genius, eh? And then there's another option to turn the LCD on and off. So it's not perfect, but it works pretty well. I do like the 5-button, or the 1-button interface of the Sigelli a lot more. So let's cut back to me taking a vape on this. So overall, it seems to be a very well built device. I don't get a lot of shaking when I shake it compared to, I don't know, the Vamo. I don't know if you can hear that, but the battery basically just does whatever it wants inside of this tube with this little tiny spring they have in it. And sometimes it even powers off from shaking. Don't like that. This does not do that. It's very solidly built. It seems like Joe at iVape and his team did very serious quality control on this. This is a Chinese-made device, like so many other devices we're using these days. But it seems like they've done a really good job wrangling their team in China to build a quality device. I haven't had much time with it. I got it this afternoon. I just threw an atomizer on it and vaped it a little. But it vapes really well. I could see why the floating center pin in the atomizer connector will be handy. I hate pulling posts on atomizers, so I'm really happy that it has that feature. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get used to the 3-option settings menu. It's a little confusing needing to use the plus button to advance the menu and the negative button to select and lock things in. I would prefer that it used plus, minus, and the fire button to control that menu. Nothing's perfect. I'm sure you could get used to it. And I am really liking the look of this. I might have to get some different colored batteries just so it changes the look. I've got red ones, I've got gray ones, and I've got a pink one from the EVIC. So I can change the look of this device just by changing my battery. I also like the fact that if you line your battery up right, you can see the statistics of your battery right through the mod. You don't have to remember, hey, did I put a 1800 mAh or a 2200 mAh battery in here? You can tell just by looking at your device. A little geeky, I know, but that's the way I roll. So this is a Tesla. It's available from ivape.net. Joe and his team did a great job with it, I think. It's a little big, has a few issues with the interface, but it seems like all of the mods out of China have this recently. It runs $79.95 and it's in stock on the site. It comes in chrome, which this one is chrome, and it also comes in a black chrome option. First look is good. I'll let you guys know on the show next week how it's fared over the course of a week, and if I'd recommend it after that.